Yes, yes, yes. Bless his name, bless his name, bless his name by our life, our obedience, and our praise. Yes, we thank God for you and you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook platforms, I'm T. Clay. Yes, and let us pray. Oh, we thank you for this most holy, sabbatical day. Yes, that's coming, and we thank you for your mercy, and we thank you for your favor. We thank you for all the things that you have given us in this day and in this land, and even the land of our estrangement, even in the land of our brothers, even in the land of those that have been captive. Yes, we thank you for this mercy, and we thank you for the land that we have originated from, and we thank you, yes, that you're going to oust those that have oppressed us, even in your anger and in your chastisement. Even they stepped over their bounds. They have gone further than what they should go. Yes, even as Babylon, Persia, and even Gracia, all which have failed under your command and by your authority. Yes, most holy Sanini Nanini Tata and Zambi. We thank you for all things. Yes, we give you the glory that this day is going to come to pass, and it's coming to pass soon. And we see these things taking place even as we speak. You're giving your people bravery. You're giving them confidence. You're giving them, not even to be afraid of life nor death. Yes, yes, yes. And they're beginning to see that my life is yours whether I live, and my life is yours whether I die. Yes, that we might be a people who not for us to be feared, but our God to be feared. Yes, that is the whole thing. When the nations and angels and demons and those who have fallen and taken another route see us coming, it's not that they fear us, but they fear God. They fear you, even you, Sanini Nanini, even you, that you are he that liveth forever and ever, and there is no one beside you. And we give you the glory and the praise for these things, even in the Congo, that they raise up and say, hey, enough is enough. That their brothers around them look up and say, enough is enough. We're willing to die for our brothers, and we're willing to live for our God. Yes. And we give God the glory and the praise for you and you. Yes, 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 a beautiful day, all over the world, a beautiful day. Because the word of God is being transposed, is becoming materialistic. It's materializing, yes, even to this day. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm T. Clay, and we're in the book of Enoch, chapter 62. Yes, the book of Enoch, chapter 62. We understand what the law is about. The law is the measure that we all shall be judged. It is the rope. It's the one that ties us to the Most High. We win his favor by what? Our obedience, by confidence in him. Yes, that he will perform that which he hath promised if we do what we said we will do. He will not go on his word. It's man that goes on his word. And we give God the glory for those things, even Tata and Zambi. Now, in verse 1, chapter 62 of the book of Enoch. If you don't have that book, you can also access it online to prove those things which I have read even before you. Yes, I don't exactly know how to share my screen, but it is a good opportunity for you to do your own research, a good opportunity for you to prove all things. Yes. And it says in chapter 62, verse 1, and thus the I Am commanded the kings and the mighty and the exalted and those who dwell on earth, and said, open your eyes and lift up your horns, if ye are able to recognize the elect one. In other words, can you figure out who the chosen, or this one person that I have chosen to deliver, to set free, and to judge? Can you do this? Yes. And the I Am, even the Father of spirits, seated him on the throne of his glory. Not his glory, but the glory that belongs to the elect one. Each one of us have a glory that is given to us by the Most High. Be good, be vigilant, be leery of words and how they jumble them together and make you think such things are so when they are not. Now, of his glory, and the spirit of righteousness was poured out upon him. Come on here. Yes. His glory is that he glorified the Most High and do and perform those things which he was instructed to do by the Most High is the throne of his glory. Now, and the word of his mouth slays all sinners, and all the unrighteous are destroyed from before his face. In other words, the reproof. The New Testament really doesn't even do him any justice. For the most part, doesn't do him any justice. But we understand that he reproved and rebuked those of his day. And he was a Fuller's. He was like Fuller's soap. Yes. Yes, and those who heard him were those who God have put in their heart an understanding spirit. Now, and all the unrighteous are destroyed from before his face. In other words, judgment. He's given judgment. He's going to be the judge. He is a judge, the judge. For the Most High is already judged. And then we have no excuse before him. For he experienced the things that man have experienced. He's been through what man have been through. And there is none, even spirit nor man, that can take this judge and say, you haven't never been in my shoes. And he can look at him and says, oh, yes, I have. But those things will not even be so, for even the light on his face shall condemn every one that is not walking into his compassion and his mercy and even forgiveness by the law, statutes, and commandments that we obey. Yes. He says now, and the word of his mouth in verse 5, and there shall stand up in that day all the kings and mighty and exalted and those who hold on earth, and they shall see and recognize how he sits on the throne of his glory and righteousness is judged before him, and no lying word is spoken before him. Come on here. He said, then shall pain come upon them as on a woman in travail, and she shall pain in bringing forth. When her child enters the mouth of the womb, as she has pain bringing forth, and one portion of them shall look on the other, and they shall be terrified. You know how bad that is. I mean, a woman she can vaguely remember what happened, but during that moment there is a terrible thing during childbirth, but she cannot stop it. Yes, she cannot stop it lest she injure herself and the child as well. And he says, and one portion of them shall look on the other, and they shall be terrified. In other words, we're caught. We thought we was going to get away with it. We thought that he didn't see us. We did it in the dark. And some of us even did it in the day when we knew he was looking at us. We didn't care. But now we didn't believe him. We didn't think this was so. But all of a sudden, they're going to look on each other and say, hey, in terror. They shall be downcast in verse 9 of their face. They shall be heads down, and pain shall seize them. I don't know what kind of pain this is, but it must be terrible for a spirit to experience the pain. Now, when they see that the Son of Man sitting on the throne of his glory, now he put it in low caps. See, I keep telling you this guy's Christian, and he's trying to put it in a Christian context, which is idolatry. And the kings and the mighty and all who possess the earth shall bless and glorify and extol him who rules over all who was hidden. He's talking about the Bantu. He's talking about a Kobe, hidden among the children of Shem, hidden among the children of Japheth, and hidden among the children of Ham. Yes, this a Kobe, even Jacob, as some would call him. He said the Son of Man was hidden, and the Most High preserved him in the presence of all his might and revealed him to the elect. Yes, revealed him to what? The elect. They knew who he was. And the congregation of the elect and the holy shall be sown, and all the elect shall stand before him on that day. All those of the Kobe. There's none elect but the seed of a Kobe. I ain't talking about no DNA. God's going by seed. DNA didn't come in till thousands of years later. But the seed of a man was a sure thing. Because if you knew your father, you knew who you were. Yes, that's not being should I say, being a anti-woman or whatever, feminine or whatever you want to call it. Yes, that's not being that. Is just the way God chose it to be. The seed of the man. You can't go wrong with that. A woman can have many nations from many men, but a man can only have the nation that comes from his father by way of his mother. Yes. Now, and all the kings and the mighty and the exalted and those who rule the earth shall fall down before him on their faces, and they shall worship and set their hope on that Son of Man and petition him and supplicate for mercy at his hands. Yes, that have happened even in his day. Yes, he's the one that knows mercy. He's the one that knows these things. And nevertheless, the Father of spirits will so press them that they shall hastily go forth from his presence, and their faces shall be filled with shame. These are those who rejected even the Father of spirits. It's not the Son of Man. It's not none of that. It's the Father of spirits. We reject even the very God that created us. Or should I say the very spirit, the very being that created us, regardless of how you see it. And he will, in verse 18, and he will deliver them to the angels for punishment, to execute vengeance on them, because they have oppressed his children and his elect. Yes, even Jacob. And they shall be a spectacle for the righteous. Yes, we're a spectacle for you. We are byword. We are byword. We are that N word. We are that O word. We all kind of words in your mouth. We were the M words. We were all these things. And now you have to pay for your atrocities toward, even by your mouth, even by your attitude toward us. God shall enact vengeance, yes, on them, because they have oppressed his children and his elect. And they shall be a spectacle for the righteous and for his elect. Now, those who would do right will say they are human just like I am. Those that are righteous will say they deserve one law for everyone. We must all walk by the law of the universe, even the law of Tata and Zambi. This law is built into our hearts. This law is there, for we know the things that we should do in our daily activity toward our man, and we even know that there is even one God, but some are just in denial, and some have just darkened their own eyes not to even see, and teach their children so. And this is where the spirits come in that draw you away from the Most High, that you might not even come near him. And they shall be a spectacle. Now, they shall rejoice over them, because the wrath of the Most High, even the Father of spirits, resteth upon them, and his sword is drunk with their blood. Oh, there's going to come a time, yes, you that oppress those that are elect of the Most High, you that have oppressed the poor, you that have oppressed the meek of spirit, those who have ordered their steps according to his laws, his statutes, and commandments. There is a sword drunk with your blood from the Most High, even the Father of spirits. And the righteous and the elect, in verse 21, shall be saved on that day, and they shall never thenceforward see the face of sinners and unrighteous. See, this is the salvation. Oh, I'm saved from sin. You're not saved from no sin, crazy. Come on here. You're saved from your enemies. You're saved from your oppressor. You're saved from these unrighteous spirits that dominate the minds of those who are of other nations and even of your own, that have caused you to be poor and starving, that have chased you all over your land to take all the precious minerals and all those things that they deem precious to them. Yes, in those times we have not thinking those things to be so precious, in that we use them for jewelry. Yes, we've had fire, we had all kind of things, tents, and no electricity, but yet we had light. But now what happened? Yes, somebody get a wild idea from a spirit, and they give you light, and they give you everything, even your own people. But the fact is, the Lord, the Most High, allows us to have these things to see what we will do. How will we use them, and what our greed will be? Now, this is the thing that have happened. They have gotten greedy. Not only they do as the demons do. They do it to you. He works one end, he comes up with a problem, then he comes up with a solution, then he comes up with another problem and another solution. These things are the inventions of devils. Yes. He says, and the Father of spirits will, in verse 22, will abide over them. With that Son of Man shall they eat and lie down and raise up forever. Yes, that's what he's saying. He will abide over them. Who? The righteous. That's right. And that Son of Man, he's talking about the Messiah, the Savior. With that Son of Man, they shall eat and lie down and rise, and they shall sleep and eat with the Son of Man. Not their king. Moses was like the Son of Man. If that's the case, they ate and lay down with him, but he was not the one that was chosen to be that elect man. He wasn't that prophet that was after him that should be like him. No, he wasn't him. But this prophet is a judge. He's been destined to do these things. And the righteous and elected shall have risen from the earth and cease to do, verse 24, and cease to be of downcast countenance, and they shall have been clothed with garments of glory. Not only during that time, but now you can have what God would have for you. Yes, be content. Yes, and as God builds you up, even be more content and more grateful for what he have done, that you may not enter into temptation of riches. And all these shall be the garments of life from the Father of spirits. And your garment shall not grow old, nor your glory pass away before the Father of spirits. See, God got a plan for you. But you still have to walk according to his laws, statutes, and commandments. They're not grievous. God doesn't forbid you all the things of the earth, except respect your brother. Man, if you like a woman and she's not betrothed, marry her. If your heart is heavy, take a drink. Yes. The fact is, even those of you who have many wives, according to as God would limit him, he said, don't heap up yourself a whole lot of wives. Some have gotten rich and they got so many wives. For what? That's not God. No. God didn't say how many wives we should have, but he said, did not heap a bunch of them. You only, as much as you can handle. You don't need eunuchs and all this other stuff to guard your wives if you don't have that many wives that you don't know what they're doing. Them women are just about slaves. For what? How can you love that many wives unless you're trying to start an army? But anyway, I digress from that. But anyway, let's call on the Lord of spirits, even the Father of spirits. He created all things. And from that we will have great success. Great success. It may not be like your brother. It may not be like the rich people of the earth, but you're going to have success in that you will have what you need. You would have all those things, whether for your wife or wives and children and all these things that you may have in the land. Yes, God will bless you because you have ordered your steps according to his mercies and his desire. And we thank you. Even the Most High, we thank you. And with that, I'm going to say peace.